The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land. And the engines of Sodor are the power behind the docks, industries and branch lines that make up the world-renowned Northwestern Railway. These are the stories of Sodor. Several months had passed since the formation of British Railways, and I have to say, the initial experience was rather pleasant. Every engine and piece of rolling stock in Britain received an overhaul to bring them in line with the new BR standard. This brought about a normalisation of parts, which did indeed cut down the cost and time it took to carry out maintenance. Furthermore, entire sections of track were given upgrades, like the yard at Barrow. In spite of these benefits, there were problems. Scheduling conflicts were rather common, and the overly bureaucratic nature of BR meant it took a long time for things to get done. On Sodor, which became the northwestern region of British Railways, this wasn't so bad, as the Fat Controller ensured things ran smoothly. The mainland, however, was a different matter. That's where I'll be focusing most of today's story. I'll be describing a number of problems experienced by the workers and engines since nationalisation, some of which were more serious than others. I'll start with an incident over at the Turnmouth coal mine, where Oliver had a run-in with Glenn, an austerity tank engine from the National Coal Board. "What do you mean I can't take these? You want me to speak louder or slower? You can't take those." "Why not?" "Because those are part of another train I have yet to marshal." "Then why in blazes are they in this siding? The siding I was told to collect my shipment from." "Because I haven't had time to move them." "That's your loss, mate. I'm going to have to take this lot. Lowfell is almost out of coal. A lot of trains aren't going to be able to move if I can't get these trucks to the yard by this afternoon." "Give me a break, mate. I've had a rough morning. Not only did a piece of machinery smack into my boiler, the coupling fell off one of our trucks. That slowed me up a great deal. I'm sympathetic, but I still have a job to do. At any case, you can't leave right now anyway." "Oh, bother." "Hello, Glenn. Am I right to take this lot?" "Yes, Charles. Those are yours." "Hold up. His train's ready? Was any part of that sub-story you just gave me true? Blow it out your funnel, Oliver. If you could take those trucks out, Charles, that'd be tops. I need the siding." "Not a problem. Thank you, Glenn. I'll see you later." Bugger! Crikey! Charles, are you alright? "Yeah, I'm fine." "That's strange. It felt like I ran over something." "You think he's found the missing coupling, Glenn?" "Maybe." "That's just marvellous. I'll never get back to Lowfell in time." "Oh, belt up, Oliver." "Is this train going to move or not?" "Sir, we're doing our best to locate an engine." "This is your best? Good Lord." "Sir, we'll be as quick as we can. Please be patient." "Patient? I've got a ferry to catch. If I miss it, I'll raise holy hell with your superiors." "Well, you get onto control?" "Yes, they're sending an engine." "Oh, thank heavens for that." "This is ridiculous. We got half a dozen locos on hand and no way to fuel them. They really should make a better type of engine. When's this replacement meant to get here?" 10 minutes or so?" "Okay, let's start getting the passengers on board." "Justin, what are you doing here?" "Control said you needed a shunter. that you wanted these coaches moved. What? Andy? I said nothing of the sort. I said we need an express engine. Those idiots. You mean this train's full? Yes, and there's no way you'll be able to pull it. Not in a million years. Unless you want me to take the coaches 2 or 3 at a time. That might be an idea, Todd. At least it'll get moving. And it'll take a million years for all the passengers to get home. And I don't think the ones at the rear of the train are going to like having to wait even longer than they already have. It's not like we got a whole lot of choices here. Wait, yes we do. Oi, Winston, hold up. Oh, hi Justin. You all good? Not really. Long story short, this train needs to get moving, and I'm not strong enough to pull it. But you are. I'd like to help, Justin, but I can't. I gotta take this lot down to High Crags. I'll do it. I'll take your trucks on in small sections. It won't be very efficient, but it'll get the job done. Justin, you genius. You deserve a medal. Thanks. I like to use my smoke box from time to time. Blimey, Winston, you're home late. Tell me about it. I had to take a passenger train from Lowfell. How did it go? I thought it went fine, but the passengers didn't. They complained to no end, saying I ran roughly and made an already bad experience even worse. This is why I'll stick with goods trains. Freight can't mouth off to you. Sounds like you should have handled it, Alice. No offense, Winston. None taken. I agree. And I probably would have been asked to take it had I not been waylaid by a faulty signal on my way here. Am I the only one who thinks nationalisation was a bad idea? I don't know. There have been problems for sure, but let's be fair, it's not like everything was perfect before the merger. And I guess it is only early days. Maybe things will improve with time. I guess that answers my question. You don't support it, William? No. Things ran fine under the system we had. I'm not so sure about that. The Big Four did foster rivalries. At least operating under one company means we're all dedicated to the same goal. You mean providing effective service to our clients and passengers? How is that any different to the way it was before? He does have a point, Alice. Yes, he does. But in any case, it doesn't matter whether we agree to the merger or not. It's done. At least we have the choice to keep our original paintwork. I'll proudly bear the mark of the Great Western to my last day. Aye, I couldn't see myself in any other colour than the old furnace red. And green is certainly my colour. I think you'd look good in any colour. Oh, thank you, Winston. Should I leave you two alone? If you would, that'd be lovely. Wait, what? You should see your face. Well played. Very well played. Oh, I don't know why, but I suddenly remembered the message I was supposed to pass on to you, Winston. You're to go to Sandsworth tomorrow. There's a large shipment coming into the harbour, and it'll need to be transported to High Crags. I can't. I'll be doing back-to-back coal deliveries all day. Bother! Why do I get the feeling I'm going to have to fill in for you? Is that a problem? Only if Stepney is still working there. Who's Stepney? An engine William had a run-in with last month. How can you still be steamed up about that? Because he shunted the wrong trucks onto my train and I got blamed for being late. That wasn't his fault. His driver picked up the wrong paperwork. So it was his driver's fault. He should have waited for the clerks to give him the right manifest. Come on, William. You know they're short-staffed at the yard because of the recent cuts. I will say that's one thing I don't agree with about the merger. The widespread layoffs. If they cut back staff numbers any further, I reckon it'll lead to strikes. If it hasn't already. This is Daniel Howard for BBC Radio. I'm standing outside High Crag Station, where dozens of rail workers have gone on strike in protest of job cuts made by British Railways. A full one-third of these men are in fact former workers, and tensions are high as they demand to be rehired. I'm here with union activist Billy Fraser, who has been spearheading this campaign. Mr. Fraser, what is your position? We're striking against unemployment. We want those at the top to understand the importance of those who work at the ground level, like porters, ticket clerks, and firemen. Without such dedicated people, our railway simply can't function. What about the delays this will cause? Have you considered the impact this will have on services? We don't enjoy inconveniencing the public. Many of these men here have dedicated their lives to serving the public through the railways, and we don't think it's fair they be let go in such a callous manner. So how long do you plan to continue with this strike? For as long as it takes British Railways to realise their mistake, and I want to assure you and the general public that no stone will be left unturned in pursuit of a settlement that benefits all. Thank you, Mr. Fraser. Given the scale of the strike, hundreds of commuters have been left stranded as many trains have been cancelled. In response to this, complimentary bus replacement services are on offer for those looking to travel about the Rosworth Vale region. Brilliant. There was a time when I believed unions were a good idea. I don't think they're completely in the wrong. It can't be easy losing your job. Let's just agree it's a bad situation all round. Too right. That reporter banged on about passenger services being affected, but didn't say one word about goods trains. All these trucks and no way to move them because we don't have the flipping paperwork. Crikey, lads, you've got a royal mess here. Thank you for that, William. You have any more obvious statements you'd like to make? Yes. First, you're a prat, and second, I've got this lot to drop off. Take it back. Take it back? We don't have room for it. Even if we did, they won't be going anywhere. I can't take this lot back. The sidings at Sandsworth are just as full. I don't really care. Both you and your train can sod off. Tosser. That would be how this day ends. Had a rough one, eh? Yes. I took a goods train from Sandsworth to High Crags, only to take it all the way back because Stepney couldn't be bothered to clear a siding for me. The way I hear it, the yard was packed because no trains could move. I'm sure if he tried, he'd have found a way. Whatever. I also hear the strike is going to end tomorrow, so hopefully service will resume as normal. That's not likely, I'm afraid, Duck. Stepney, what are you doing here? I had to leave High Crags. The yard was starting to flood. Oh, what a pity. It is for the both of us. I'm going to have to sleep here. Move up, William. No chance. Come on, William. Don't be like that. It's not the Great Western way. Fine. Thank you, Duck. What? It was a real hassle having to take that train back to Sandsworth. Hey, all the sidings were full. I can't make trucks disappear. I'm not Wendell. What? He has experience making trucks vanish. Perhaps we should ask him to apply that same magic around here. Careful, Stepney. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. He was breaking the law for a good cause. If you ask me, the effort was wasted. Right, that's it. Ow! What are you doing? You can sleep outside. I don't really care what. Oi! What's this then? What the? Lenny? What are you doing here? Patrolling like I do every night. Now what's going on here? William, why are you pushing Stepney out of the shed? Don't worry, officer. We're just roughhousing. Roughhousing? Yes. We were discussing which of us is the strongest, and William has just proven that he is. Good show, old boy. Thank you. You certainly put up a lot of resistance. I see. Well, whatever you were really doing, take care. The rails get slippery when wet. Then stay safe during your patrol, Lenny. Thank you. Good night, gentlemen. Why? I crossed a line with that comment about Wendell. I'm sorry. It wasn't a wasted effort. Thank you. I'm also sorry. What happened at the yard today and last month was completely out of your control. I'm glad you see that. Listen, when the floodwaters have dropped, we'll need to clear through the backlog in the yard. We could certainly use your help.
I'm ready when you need me.
It took a couple of days for the water to recede, but when it did, William and Stepney worked hard to get the trains moving. The strike did indeed end on rather favourable terms. Not everyone who was laid off was rehired, but they were given very generous redundancy payments. You may be asking yourself why I chose to focus most of this story on the mainland instead of Sodor. That's simply because not a great deal happened on the island during the start of nationalisation. Of course there were issues, but these could also have been attributed to the usual happenings of a railway. If you wanted a specific instance, however, I would have to say the most serious one experienced were a few complaints about the new express coaches we received. And I don't just mean from the passengers. A lot of people have asked me over the years what my thoughts on nationalisation were, and I've always given the same answer: it had its pros and cons. The consensus among rail historians I've noticed is that British Railways is considered a failure. I don't think that's a fair assessment. After all, if it were a complete failure, I doubt it would have lasted nearly 50 years. But I'm getting way ahead of myself, so it should go without saying that is a story for a very distant day.